Here is the truth that the trading industry is terrified to tell you. There is a silent killer in your trading account. It is not the market makers. It is not high-frequency algorithms. It is not even bad luck. It is your own work ethic. We are raised on a very specific, very dangerous promise. From the moment we enter kindergarten, we are programmed with a simple equation that governs our entire understanding of reality. Input equals output. If you want better grades, you study harder. If you want to build more muscle, you lift heavier weights. If you want to climb the corporate ladder, you stay late, you grind, you outwork the competition. We are taught that struggle is the currency we pay for success. We are taught that if we are not bleeding, we are not trying. So, when a driven, ambitious person like you discovers trading, you naturally apply this same unstoppable logic. You bring your work ethic to the charts. You wake up at 4 a.m. You analyze 50 currency pairs instead of 5. You fill your screens with complex indicators. You subscribe to 10 different news feeds. You take 20 trades a day because you believe that more experience equals more skill. You grind. You sweat. You sacrifice your sleep and your sanity. And then the impossible happens. You don't get better. You get worse. The harder you push, the faster your account drains. The more hours you spend staring at the screen, the more mistakes you make. You are left confused, exhausted, and broken, looking at a red screen and asking yourself the most painful question a human being can ask. I am doing everything right. I am working harder than anyone I know. Why is this killing me? This is the great paradox of the market. Trading is the one domain in human existence where the traditional relationship between effort and reward is not just broken. It is completely inverted. In trading, hard work is often a disguise for anxiety. In trading, the harder you try to force a result, the further that result moves away from you. Today, we are going to dismantle the myth of the grind. We are going to explore why your biological need to do something is your greatest enemy, and how the top 1% of traders have learned to master the art of doing absolutely nothing until the exact right moment. This is not about being lazy. It is about understanding that in the financial markets, you are not paid for your labor. You are paid for your discipline. Let's look at the biology of why this happens. Why does hard work backfire so spectacularly in the markets? It starts with the overtrading trap. When we feel the need to be productive, our brain demands action. We define productivity by activity. If you are a carpenter, productivity means hammering nails and cutting wood. If you are a trader, your brain tricks you into thinking that productivity means clicking buttons. You feel a physical itch to be in a trade because being flat, having no position, feels like you are unemployed, feels like you are wasting time. But the market does not care about your need to feel productive. The market is a probability machine. It does not hand out participation trophies. Taking 10 trades a day does not make you 10 times more likely to be profitable than taking one trade. In fact, the math works in the opposite direction. If you force yourself to find 10 trades, I guarantee you that 8 of them are garbage. They are low probability setups that you hallucinated because you were bored. By increasing your volume, you are voluntarily decreasing your win rate and increasing your exposure to risk. You are paying more in commissions, you are suffering more slippage, and you are exposing your mental capital to the chaos of random noise. Think of a sniper versus a machine gunner. The machine gunner works hard. He sprays thousands of rounds. He makes a lot of noise. He creates a massive scene. He sweats. He heaves. He is exhausted. The sniper lies in the mud for 3 days without moving a muscle. He controls his breathing. He slows his heart rate. He waits. To an outside observer, the sniper looks like he is doing nothing. He looks lazy. But when the target aligns, he takes one shot and the job is done. The amateur trader is the machine gunner, spraying capital at the market and hoping something hits. The professional is the sniper. The professional understands that the waiting is not the absence of work. The waiting is the work. Then we have the second killer, which is analysis paralysis. This is the intellectual version of working too hard. You believe that if you just have enough data, you can eliminate uncertainty. You think that if you overlay the RSI with the MACD and then check the Bollinger Bands, and then look at the Fibonacci retracement, and then read the sentiment analysis on Twitter, you will find the perfect risk-free trade. You are trying to outwork the uncertainty of the future. But what actually happens? You reach a state of information obesity. You have so many conflicting signals that you freeze. The RSI says buy, but the MACD says sell. The daily chart looks bullish, but the hourly chart looks bearish. By the time you process all this hard work, the move has already happened and you missed it. Or worse, you talk yourself out of a perfectly good trade because one obscure indicator didn't line up. You are not analyzing, you are drowning. Bruce Lee famously said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. The trader who works hard to master one simple setup will destroy the trader who works hard to memorize 50 different patterns. Complexity is not sophistication. Complexity is often just a form of procrastination. And finally, the most dangerous result of the hard work mentality is emotional burnout. We have a limited supply of willpower and decision-making energy each day. It is a biological fuel tank. When you spend 12 hours a day glued to the screen, watching every tick, obsessing over every fluctuation of your P&L, you are burning that fuel at an alarming rate. Your nervous system is stuck in a state of high alert. Every red candle triggers a cortisol spike. Every green candle triggers a dopamine hit. You are putting your brain on an emotional roller coaster that it was never designed to ride. By 2 p.m. you are biologically compromised. You are suffering from decision fatigue. This is when the discipline breaks. This is when you break your rules. This is when you move your stop loss because you feel the market is going to turn. This is when you revenge trade because you are tired and angry and you just want to make back what you lost so you can go to sleep. The hard work didn't make you sharper, it made you fragile. You ground yourself down until you became the weak hand at the table. So, if hard work in the traditional sense is the enemy, what is the solution? Does this mean you should just sit back and do nothing? No. The answer is uncomfortable because it requires us to completely redefine what the word work means. The market rewards a very specific type of effort that is invisible to the naked eye. It rewards subtraction, not addition. It rewards restraint, not action. There are 3 pillars of invisible work that you must master if you want to survive. The first pillar is the system architecture. The real work of trading is done when the market is closed. It is the architectural work of building a rules-based system that protects you from yourself. This is boring work. It is not flashy. It involves looking at data, defining your edge, and writing down rigid rules. You define exactly what your setup looks like. You define exactly how much you risk. You define exactly when you exit. Once this system is built, the work of decision-making is finished. When the market opens, you are no longer a decision-maker. You are an executioner. You are simply a machine that executes the code you wrote the night before. The hardworking amateur tries to make complex decisions in the heat of the moment. The professional has already made the decision yesterday. The professional is just waiting for the trigger. The second pillar is active patience. And I need you to understand that patience is not passive. Patience is an aggressive act of self-control. Think of the predator in the wild. Think of the crocodile. The crocodile is an apex predator that has survived for millions of years. How does it hunt? Does it swim around frantically chasing every fish it sees? Does it work hard? No. It finds a spot. It becomes perfectly still. It blends into the environment. It waits. This waiting is intense. The crocodile is fully alert, fully present, ready to snap in a millisecond. That is what trading patience feels like. You are stalking the market. You are watching price action with a calm, detached focus. You are waiting for your specific criteria to be met. Your brain will scream at you. It will say, "Look at that move. You're missing out. Buy something. Do something." The work is the mental strength required to tell your brain no. The work is the ability to sit on your hands for 3 days straight because your edge is not present and to feel zero guilt about it. That is a level of discipline that 99% of humans do not possess. That is why 99% of traders fail. They cannot handle the boredom of discipline. The third pillar is the inner game. This is the hardest work of all. Most traders will spend 5 years studying chart patterns and 5 minutes studying their own psychology. This is backwards. The chart is not the problem. You are the problem. The market is just a mirror that reflects your own internal flaws back at you. If you are greedy, the market will exploit your greed. If you are fearful, the market will exploit your fear. If you lack self-worth, the market will take your money until you feel as worthless as you believe you are. The real work is deep, painful introspection. It is journaling not just your entry and exit prices, but your emotional state. Why did you take that trade? Was it because the setup was there, or was it because you were bored? Was it because you were angry about the fight you had with your spouse? Was it because you needed to pay rent? You have to become a detective of your own mind. You have to deconstruct your triggers. This is the work that nobody sees. You can't post a screenshot of your psychological breakthrough on Twitter. But this internal work is the only thing that separates the wealthy trader from the gambler. You have to understand that trading is an art of subtraction. In every other area of life, success comes from addition. You add skills, you add hours, you add effort. In trading, success comes from stripping things away. You remove the noise. You remove the extra indicators that are clouding your judgment. You remove the financial news that is just designed to scare you. You remove the urge to impress other people with your gains. You remove your ego. Imagine a sculpture. The statue is already inside the block of marble. The artist does not add marble. The artist chips away everything that is not the statue. That is your job. You are chipping away at your bad habits. You are chipping away at your emotional impulses. You are chipping away at your need for action. What is left, after you have removed everything else, is a pure, profitable trader. This requires a massive shift in how you view your identity. You have to stop identifying as a hustler or a grinder. Those identities are useful in a startup or a gym, but they are toxic in the markets. You need to start identifying as a risk manager. A risk manager does not run around putting out fires. A risk manager prevents fires from starting. A risk manager is calm. A risk manager is boring. I want you to visualize the best traders in the world. If you were a fly on the wall in their office, you would be incredibly bored. You would see them wake up, check the charts for maybe 30 minutes and then nothing. They might read a book. They might go for a walk. They might play golf. To the untrained eye, they look unemployed. But inside their mind, they are executing a rigorous protocol. They are preserving their mental capital for the 1 or 2 moments in the week when the market offers them a pile of money. When that moment comes, they strike without hesitation, without fear, and without emotion. And then they go back to doing nothing. Compare that to the amateur who is glued to the screen for 14 hours, eyes red, heart racing, slamming the mouse, screaming at the monitor. Who is working harder? The amateur. Who is making money? The professional. This brings us to the concept of process over outcome. The hard work trap is rooted in our obsession with results. We want the money and we want it now. So we work hard to force the result. But you cannot force the market. The market is a river, you cannot push the river. You can only float with it or drown in it. You need to detach yourself from the outcome of any single trade. If you take a trade that follows your system perfectly, and you lose money, that was a good trade. I will repeat that. If you follow your plan and lose money, that is a successful trade. You did your job. You executed your process. The outcome is random. The process is controllable. If you take a trade that breaks your rules and you make money, that was a bad trade. That was a dangerous trade. That was a trade that reinforced bad habits that will eventually wipe you out. You have to retrain your brain to release dopamine not when you make money, but when you follow your rules. You have to celebrate the days where you did nothing because your system told you to do nothing. You have to take pride in the loss that you cut quickly because that is what a professional does. This is the new definition of hard work. The hard work is denying your impulse to gamble. Let's talk about the timeline. The culture of hard work tells us that speed is everything. We want a speedrun success. We want to get rich this year. But in trading, trying to go fast is the quickest way to go to zero. The trader who tries to turn $5,000 into $1 million in 1 year will lose the $5,000. The trader who tries to grow their account by a boring, sustainable percentage every month will look up in 5 years and realize they are free. This is the bamboo tree analogy. A bamboo tree spends 5 years growing underground. You water it, you fertilize it, you work on it, and you see absolutely nothing. To the outside world, you are a failure. You are watering the dirt. But under the surface, a massive root system is developing. Then in the 5th year, the tree shoots up 80 feet in 6 weeks. Trading is exactly the same. You spend years building the root system, the discipline, the psychology, the risk management. You see very little financial reward. You might even lose money. But you are building the foundation. And then, when the roots are deep enough to support the weight of success, the growth happens exponentially. The hardworking amateur tries to pull the sapling out of the ground to make it grow faster, and they kill it. So here's your wake-up call. If you have been grinding yourself into the ground, if you have been sacrificing your health and your happiness to the market with nothing to show for it, stop. Just stop. You are digging a hole and calling it construction. You don't need to work harder. You need to work differently. You need to stop measuring your day by how many trades you took, and start measuring it by how many impulses you resisted. You need to stop measuring your worth by your P&L, and start measuring it by your adherence to your plan. You need to understand that clarity is power, and clarity only comes from stillness. It is time to embrace the paradox. To make more, you must do less. To move faster, you must slow down. To control the market, you must control yourself. The market is not looking for your sweat. It is not looking for your blood. It is looking for your stillness. Give it that, and it will give you everything you have been chasing. The path to the top is not a steep climb through the mud. It is a calm walk on level ground, taken one disciplined step at a time. Stop fighting the war that only exists in your head. Put down the weapons of anxiety and effort. Sit down, breathe, wait, and let the game come to you.